Put them legs out, baby. Sheba, put the legs out more. The legs are going down. There we go.
It's the Sabbath. It's the Sabbath.
In 6 days he finished his creations. All that's in the heavens, all that's in the earth. The 7th day he sanctified and made it holy. Moses told me this day would be for a sign between him and Jacob, established as a covenant in all our dwellings. Israel must keep it as the most honorable day, treated as a delight. The Sabbath began when the 6th day loses life.
It's the Sabbath. It's the Sabbath.
A day of rest is not to pursue our own pleasures. A holy convocation, that's a holy gathering. What is reading out of his law in anticipation for a spiritual measure that Ahayah give us.
It's the Sabbath. It's the Sabbath.
Commanded not to buy or sell or to go on a journey. No land with your wife, I hope you heed the warning. Seek and do the things that please the higher only. Gather with his people, have a good time. Break bread, drink wine, it's time to cast away the cares of this world for another day. Sufficient are the evils of the day.
It's the Sabbath. It's the Sabbath. It's the Sabbath.
The holy days in the Bibles are Sabbaths too. Jubilees and it's new moons. Know your pastor probably told you Sabbaths any day. Take heed and do what Moses say.
Let's open this Bible. Exodus chapter 31, starting at verse 13. Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbaths ye should keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am Ahayah that do sanctify you. For ye should keep the Sabbaths therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul should be cut off from among his people. 6 days may work be done, but in the 7th is the Sabbath of rest, holy to Ahayah. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he should be put to death. Wherefore the children of Israel should keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations, for a perpetual covenant.
This is
Leviticus
our
chapter
God's
23,
holy
the middle of
day.
32. From evening unto
feast of
evening
booths,
shall ye
holy
celebrate your
day.
Sabbaths.
This is our God's holy day. The feast of booths 3 times a year, all men must meet. Unleavened bread, hoping cakes are sweet. For the Tabernacles and the Feast of Weeks, holy convocations, call them the big 3. It's a family affair, the sisters throwing down his holy day. Rejoice, eat and drink. Everyone's united on one accord. It's a time for bonding and having righteous fun. Assimilate the wilderness, yeah, we live in tents. It's a time to reflect on how God protects and provided for our people, yeah, for 40 years. Even in extreme environments, there was none to fear. When they was thirsty, he had Moses crack a rock. When they cried for food, he gave them bread from the top. Of course, we see our true history. This is our God's holy day. The Feast of Booths, holy day. This is our God's holy day. The Feast of Booths, holy day. The Feast of Booths on the continent of Africa where there's wild beasts. Travel the wilderness in extreme heat. He gives cloud by day to provide a shade, and a fire by night to show us the way. And they give us warmth on them cold nights. No beasts harmed, there's not mosquito bites. Opposition appear, he sent angels to fight. Told us not to fear, he'll show us might. Promise us dominion of everything in sight. If we loved our God with all our heart and might. Things we reflect on during these 7 nights. It's our heritage, our way of life. This is our God's holy day. The Feast of Booths, holy day. This is our God's holy day. The Feast of Booths, holy day. The Feast of Booths. Let's open this Bible. Leviticus chapter 23, starting at verse 34. Speaking to the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month should be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto Ahayah. On the first day should be in holy convocation. You should do no servile work therein.
Verse 39. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the fruit of the land, you should keep a feast unto Ahayah 7 days. On the first day should be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day should be a Sabbath. Dropping down to verse 41. And you should keep it a feast unto Ahayah 7 days in the year. It should be a statute forever in your generations. You should celebrate it in the 7th month. You should dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born should dwell in booths, that your generation may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am Ahayah, your God. All right, let's get it. Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Everybody good? Is the heat bothering some of y'all? Huh? Y'all thugging it out? Okay. Well, for those who are watching us right now, we are at the campground, but we've been blessed this year to actually come inside this wonderful building with Wi-Fi. This is our first time streaming the Feast of Tabernacles ever. We streamed last year?
We recorded it. We recorded it.
Oh, we recorded it. No, because remember we never could get strong enough Wi-Fi. So we had Wi-Fi. We full effect. I thank the Most High for that. By thanking him, I want to also, as we always do, give him the great salutation. All hail Ahayah.
All hail Ahayah.
All hail Ahayah.
All hail Ahayah.
I'm Elder my eyes, Brother Iran to my left from Waken's Highland Church. Here enjoying the Feast of Tabernacles. Can't wait to eat. Thank all the sisters and brothers who have put their work in, their labor in, and prepared all the wonderful food that we have. And my nephew, I want to see what to do with this. What's the name of the chicken that you make?
Chicken.
He trying to be humble. He went home yesterday. Caleb, what's the name of the chicken? Whatever you like in it. Whatever you want it to be, huh? It's like manna.
Manna wings.
It's the manna wings. However your spirit is, that's how it tastes. That's what you get the manna wings, man.
Manna wings.
You get the manna chicken. You got the manna chicken. That's a good one. But but sincerely, we are doing as commandment to remember this high holy day, the Feast of Tabernacles week. We'll be also closing out at the beginning of the next Sabbath, from this Sabbath. We will have a lesson, as we're about to do now, also as when we're closing out, to give you a little insight on what the Feast of Tabernacles is all about, and why we rehearse it, why we remember it, and what we are commanded to teach our sons, our children. Okay? It's not just the end harvest, but it's also all entailed.
That's right on there.
Yeah. More importantly, we're dealing with the tabernacle part. Understand what the tabernacle is. Okay? We good? Testing. Oh, okay. Testing. 1, 2. We got that sound now. Oh. Like this?
That could be it. I heard it.
Testing. 1, 2.
Testing.
Testing.
Yeah, I don't really hear as much.
Okay. I don't hear anything. Okay. You know, I was thinking about some stuff yesterday, and I'm really thankful that we had the opportunity to talk last night over the fire. I was thinking back to my very first Tabernacles unto this one. You know, it's different when you're new, or it's like I was considering like we always be around each other. So like the Tabernacles is not like something special because we always around each other breaking bread anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it's special because the Most High tells us to do it on this day and operate how we operate. But I'm like, you know, we know each other, and like, because that was the biggest thing for me, like how it forced us to get to know each other and, you know, and communicate. But when you've been around each other for so long, you know, but that's why last night was kind of special to me because we had the opportunity to bring stuff out that normally wouldn't have been brought out, you know, because like it's been a long time, so we can't be telling the stories, well, asking each other, what inspired you to come into the truth? Or how have you know what I mean, like how you find the truth? We already know. You know, so last night to me was special because we had opportunity to dig into the heart and be transparent. You know, for those who spoke, I appreciate y'all testimony. But we're gonna go and get into the lesson, and hopefully, be Ahayah's will. We have another peaceful night tonight, and a night of rejoicing. We get some singing in before we get too late, and do what we normally do. Okay. Last night we didn't get a chance to get the singing in. I want to get in today though. Okay. Maybe have Iran perform or something. You know, it's come out of retirement. Rook, you down? I know Rook down. I ain't ask him. Rook, born ready. He ready to go. Matthias, she ready. She gonna sit right there in the thing and blow. I ain't ask move. She ready. Caleb, what's up, man? When you gonna join the flock, man? Get hold your. Hey, no, brother, pray. Yeah, that's what I did. But pray, seriously. You never heard my little story? Okay, well, pray. Pray. The water.
I said the Most High is not a respecter of persons, so I pray the same prayer.
My man. I meant mine, cause I was mad. Broke them down there getting in. I tried to give me a little couple words in. Him and his day laughing at me. Yeah. Back in the day, when we was at the church in the back room. But yeah. Man, I don't know, Elder. Man, you might have to change your lyrics up or something. Then y'all sister Sheba, why you sound so rough? Like, you know, so came a long way. All praise to Ahayah. Let's get it. Let's open this Bible. Leviticus chapter 23, 33 to 44.
Con, when everyone's there, Leviticus chapter 23, verses 33 through 44. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 33. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto Ahayah. On the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Ahayah. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein. These are the feasts of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High, a burnt offering, and a meat offering, a sacrifice, and a drink offering, everything upon his day, beside the Sabbaths of Ahayah, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Most High. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Most High 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And ye shall take You on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook. And ye shall rejoice before Ahayah your God 7 days. And ye shall keep it a feast unto Ahayah 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days.
You should do what?
Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am Ahayah your God. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of Ahayah.
So it said that all the children of Israel must be reminded he made us dwell in booths. So when our sons and our daughters ask us why we come here every year and dwell in booths, we must be able to answer that. It's a reminder, and we must be able to thoroughly educate our children on why we do it. Okay? So let's get it. Next precept.
Deuteronomy chapter 31, verses 11 through chapter 32, verse 47.
Hey, we can be cool over there. It's not going to do too much dry stuff out, is it? Sisters. It should not. They got the water in it. Okay. Cool.
Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 11. Con, when everyone's there. Verse 11 in chapter 31 of Deuteronomy reads, when all Israel is come to appear before Ahayah thy God, in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing. Gather the people together, men and women and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear and that they may learn.
Gather who?
Gather the people together, men and women and children.
Men, women, and children.
And the stranger that is within thy gates.
And also the Gentiles that are in our gates, or who are gathered amongst us. Read.
That they may hear and that they may learn and fear Ahayah your God, and observe to do all the words of this law.
So hold on. My children, wake D'Anthony up. Wake up. And look towards me, okay? So what y'all doing right now, stop it. This ain't, hey, I don't want none of y'all doing nothing else but listening to what we're about to read, okay? This is what the Most High command us to do, so y'all can hear too. It's not just for us, okay? Y'all got plenty of time to play. Right now, the Most High said for y'all to pay attention. So pay attention, okay? So y'all learn. You hear me? Let's get it.
Gather the people together, men and women and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear and that they may learn, and fear Ahayah your God, and observe to do all the words of this law, and that their children, which have not known anything, may hear and learn to fear Ahayah your God, as long as ye live in the land whither ye go over Jordan to possess it. And the Most High said unto Moses, behold, thy days approach that thou must die. Call Joshua and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge.
Hold on. Where's Taisha at?
She might have went to the bathroom. She was right here.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
And the Most High said unto Moses, behold, thy days approach that thou must die. Call Joshua and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Most High appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud. And the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle. And Ahayah said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whither they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured.
Stop.
And
Tyson. I need you to focus up for a minute. Put the pen down. You need to focus up, okay? Y'all go to school, right? So when the teacher is talking, are you writing? Well, so just be easy right now. I need you to pay attention, okay? Let's go.
Behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whither they go to be among them, and will forsake me, and break my covenant which I made with them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured. And
So like this. So what's going on right now? The Most High is establishing the testimony. He's having Moses write it down, even in the song, for us all to remember it, and we are to read this every year. Because the Most High is reminding, the whole premise of what he's establishing right now is in the end. For me, him, his children, my children, you children, to understand that the God that we serve, he's going way back to history. And he's reminding us that he did everything for our ancestors, for our forefathers. He did good to them, but they rejected him. So everything that we're going through, and you children are too young to understand what we're going through right now. When you get older, trust me, life will teach you firsthand. And to give you an understanding so that you don't grow up in confusion, for you don't grow up angry at other people, why we're suffering, why everybody is against us. The Most High is reminding us, he's giving us the answers to free us from an evil conscience. Because of this lack of knowledge, of our people don't understand why we're going through and suffering what we're suffering as a nation of people, as a race of people. So they grew up angry and do many bad things because of this confusion, or because they have not been taught the truth. The Most High is trying to relieve us of that, so that you grow up understanding why things are going on with your people, and understanding that if we do what's right, we keep doing what he say is right, the good will come to us. Not saying that we won't go through bad things, but he'll protect us from many things. And his lesson going to bring out what he promised us if we keep his commandments. When I was y'all age, I didn't like a certain race of people because I thought that it was unfair that they had everything and my people didn't have nothing. It took this understanding to get that off of my heart. And so he's trying to prevent you from going through the same things that I went through, and many of us in this room went through. Okay? Junior, let's get it.
Come. We're in Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 17. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not these evil come upon us, because our God is not among us? And I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which they shall have wrought, and that they are turned unto other gods. Now therefore...
See, so he's saying that because our people forsook him, that means left him alone, rejected him, many evils, many horrible things will happen to our people. Right? And see, it would get so bad that people would say that there is no God, or our God is an evil God. He must not love you. He must not be among you because of all these things that are going on. And if someone grew up hearing those things, believing those things, it can make one not believe in God or hate God.
Come on.
So he's teaching us, he commanded us to teach you all the truth, so that you don't grow up with unbelief or believing false things about Ahayah, the God that we serve. Okay? Because it's not true that he hates us. It's not true that he's not among us. It's true that we're going through the things that he's rereading right now because Our parents, our foreparents, people way in the back in the day did not keep his commandments. He promised us if we did not keep his commandments, all these evils, these horrible things would occur. Okay? Junior, do you understand me? Give him the microphone. Now explain to me what I just said.
He was talking about like when the forefathers and they wasn't listening to Ahayah, and then all the curses were upon us because they didn't listen.
Okay.
Not
So-
to grow angry without confusion.
Okay, so no, keep the microphone because he's dealing with y'all. Okay? So this is why when you go to school, you see what you see. You see constant fighting. You see girls liking girls. You see boys liking boys. All these things are occurring because our parents did not keep his commandments. So we live in a world where Satan runs this world and he's evil. So all these evils are going on. These are some of the evils he's talking about. But this world, the Most High said that you all will grow up in, that we will grow up in. It says that the things that he say is good, the world and everybody will say it's evil. And everything that he says evil, the world and the people you go to school with and people that we are amongst will say is good. So he says that homosexuality is evil. That's just what I just talked about. Boy liking boy or girl liking girl. It's evil. It's an abomination. But you will hear many people say that it's all about who you love. They're lies. Right? So you have people bullying people, people bigger than someone, or someone's handicap or something. People picking on them because all these are the evils that we live in. People are evil because they don't keep God's laws. Tyson, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I just said? Give him the mic. He can talk.
Yeah.
Okay. DeAnthony, did you get what I just said?
Yeah.
Okay. You sure? Okay. Turn the microphone off. See, because what I'm saying is that all the adults that's in this room right now, none of us knew what I just said, what we just read, all our lives until now. None of us. Y'all have a privilege that y'all are getting accurate information. The Most High loves y'all. He's trying to prevent y'all from living a certain life, going through certain things. That's why it's very important for y'all to listen and understand also. He said men, women, and children and non-Israelites gather together and hear him. So we're here to hear him. Okay? Let's get it.
Hey, Monique, are you okay with the temperature in here? Okay.
You sure? 'Cause, my feet cold. I'm just trying to say.
Verse 19.
Let's get it.
Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 19. Now therefore, write ye this song for you, and teach it the children of Israel. Put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel.
See that? So Moses is putting the song as a witness against our people, children of Israel, against them,
Con.
proving that he did good to us, but we did bad and evil to him. So this is it's a testimony that we are to go through every year, to rehearse and read every year. Let's get it.
For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that floweth with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat.
So children, when it says the land of milk and honey, children, back there, when it says the land of milk and honey, that just means a very beautiful land where there's many resources, where there's many fruits, vegetables, animals, everything that like the best land on earth. Okay, everything that we needed was on that land. Okay, so that's what we mean by land flowing milk and honey. It was the best land. Everything that we needed was he provided for us on that land. Okay, so there's many fruit trees, many olive trees, every food, medicine that we needed was there. Okay, let's go.
Come on. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that floweth with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat, then will they turn unto other gods and serve them and provoke me and break my covenant.
So he says turn to other guys. He's talking about going to other religions. Okay? The religions of the people that was among them. Okay? So if there was among some Africans, wherever the Africans worship, that's what we inquired. That's what we wanted to do. We want to do what they did. If it was white people, we went to their churches. If it was Asian people, we went to their churches. Okay? I'm trying to make it make sense for y'all. Let's go.
Verse 21, and it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination which they go about, even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear.
See that it says, so we are commanded to teach our children to go over these testimonies. What did he say? It should not be what?
And it shall come to pass that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed.
It should not be forgotten out of the mouths of our children, out of their seeds. So we have to put it in their hearts. We have to put it in their ears so they also speak of these things. They're not going to get it by themselves. We have to instill these things in our children as we are commanded. And what we are doing today. Read.
For I know their imagination, which they go about, even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear. Moses therefore wrote this song the same day and taught it the children of Israel. And he gave Joshua, the son of Nun, a charge and said, Be strong and of good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I will be with thee. And it came to pass, when Moses had made an end of writing the words of this law in a book, until they were finished, that Moses commanded the Levites, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Most High, saying, Take this book of the law, and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of Ahayah your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. For I know thy rebellion, and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Most High, and how much more after my death? Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them. For I know that after my death ye will utterly corrupt yourselves, and turn aside from the way which I commanded you. And evil will befall you in the latter days, because you will do evil in the sight of the Most High.
So why all these evils have come upon us?
Because you would do evil in the sight of the Most High.
We would do evil. We would go against God's commandments. We would listen to people who tell us that his commandments are done away with. We would listen to people who tell us that we can do what's that? Do as we will. We would listen to people who tell us we have religious freedom. We would listen to people who tell us that we have choice. Which would call us to live a wicked life. In the sight of our God. Read.
To provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. And Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song until they were ended.
So we see that by doing what the Most High dislikes, it makes him angry. So he does care how we conduct ourselves, how we live our life. He says because we do what he said not to do, we provoke him to anger. So as the Bible said, let no man deceive you. I'm particularly talking to the children. Okay? Because people will come and try to deceive us. They say we have a right to do this, we have a right to do that. We don't. We have an obligation to do what the Most High God, Ahayah, command us to do.
Let's get it.
Chapter 32, verse 1, Deuteronomy. Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of Ahayah. Ascribe ye greatness unto our God.
So this is Messiah is also saying that his doctrine should, what? Be spread through the four corners of the earth, and then the end should come.
Come.
Most High promised that his doctrine would spread through the four corners of the earth. It would drop as the dew. And speaking of the dew, we talked about dew last night. It's written that the dew comes from heaven. His doctrine comes from heaven.
Come.
Okay? Read.
Verse 4. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment. A God of truth and without iniquity. Just and right is he.
So we must understand that our God is the rock. He's the foundation. His work is perfect. Everything he creates and do is perfect. He has no flaws.
Come.
All his ways are judgment. Our God is a God of truth and without iniquity. Our God is a God of truth. He loves truth. He's truth. He's not a man as he should lie. He's not afraid of nothing, so he don't lie. Every word that he speaks is true and will come true. And there's no sin in him. There's no evil in him. But people think, some people may think his judgments is evil, but his judgments is righteous and pure. If he warned us to say, if we do this, then he's going to destroy us, that's not wicked, that's not evil. It's his judgment. He said, don't do this. His judgment is to destroy the wicked so that the righteous have no interference, no evil influences, so they live a perfect, peaceful life in the world to come. That's love. That's not evil. Him killing people is not evil. He warned them. He gave them all the opportunity. As is written in this lesson, he says that all these things were written as a warning and as an example for us. He destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah to set an example for all those in the future who should live ungodly.
Come.
It's not evil thing. It's not an evil thing to get rid of evil people from amongst your children. Read.
Verse 5, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 5. They have corrupted themselves.
Our forefathers corrupted themselves, not him. You can't put the blame on him as many people do in this world. It's not him, it's us. Read.
Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked generation. Do ye thus requite the Most High, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he thy father that bought thee? Have he not made thee and established thee? Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For Ahayah's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land, and in the waste howling wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. As an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, and beareth them on her wings. So the Most High alone did lead thee, and there was no strange God with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the field. And he made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock, butter of kine, and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs, and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the fat of kidneys of wheat. And thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape. But Jeshurun waxed fat.
So we just said he gave us the best of everything. The best of everything. And what happened?
But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked, thou art waxing fat.
We get rich, prideful, and we rejected him. Read.
Thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook God, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to God.
So these religions, they worship devils, not the Most High God. All the faiths that our forefathers searched out into, he said they sacrificed, they worship devils, not him. All these religions, the Most High is telling us that it's not of him. Like seriously, for an example, the same guy who allowed us to get this building, he's the new camp director. He asked me, because I guess they all have a similar belief, this is a Christian campground. He asked me, do I believe in the Trinity? I said, no. He said, why not? And I explained it to him. I said, well, first of all, I said, many people who believe in the Trinity, so I'm going to show what the Most High is saying. Many people believe in the Trinity, they get their foundation, the foundation of their doctrine comes from John 1:1, when it says, in the beginning was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. I said, but it says the Word was with God. I said, all of the Most High's angelic creations are God's. So they forgot, or they took out the A. Christ is a God. Then the Bible says that Christ is the first creation. He's the first created thing. So how can he be God if he's the first created thing? Then I said, then also, and the guy even knew what chapter and what book I was talking about. I said, it says Christ now is our high priest. That's in Hebrews. I said, he's a high priest. Mm-hmm. So how can he be the high priest and God? But he said, man, he tried to go somewhere else with it. I said, no, it's cool. I said, I don't really like debating with people. I said, but I'd love to talk to you. But I said, I don't really like doing it this way. I like to get the Bible, let God speak, and not doing this way right here. And he had to try to explain to me how far he come in life to be a Christian, and how Christianity, we were talking about this many times in the past, how Christianity saved him. Mm-hmm. He said, I found Jesus with a gun in my mouth. He said, I prayed that if this happened, that I would, he was sincere in his prayer. So that's how, we was talking about this, about how when things like that happen, it's a snare also. It's a blessing and it's a snare, because Satan used that as a stronghold, because you believe that this is right because God did something good for you. And so I didn't get into my personal life with him. I said, brother, I understand that. I said, but I've said this often to people. I said, because I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, right? But I'm thankful that he allowed me to be a Jehovah's Witness, because it got me to reading the Bible. So he was leading me to the door, on the path to him. I said, Paul used to be a Pharisee. He said, yeah, he was a Pharisee of the Pharisee. I said, but he was in false religion. And he had to convert and follow Christ truly. I said, so could it be that the Most High is leading you to the door, and now you got to get instructed with the house rules? Like, you know what I mean? So he led you here, now, boom, the door's open to you, but you got to follow these house rules, which you were never taught on the path to the house, And the brother, he said, yeah, but so he made sense to him, but hopefully the Most High planted the seed. But like I told the brother, he said, man, it's good that we can talk and not argue. I said, no, bro, hey, you're my brother. I ain't here to argue. We had a nice conversation about other things, and next year, Most High will. But saying that be said, so here's someone who had a awesome thing happen to him, saved his life, but not recognizing why his life was saved. You know what I'm saying? We can't just ride on that fact. What do we have to do now, according to the scriptures, to pay our debt back? Because he think like working here. He left for $90,000 paying job to come here and help people. That's all carnal. That's good to have the heart to do that, but we can't create our own righteousness. And I didn't get an opportunity to explain all that to the brother, but that's what I'm saying. We said this last week, I think we was talking about that, but that's one of Satan's biggest strongholds, of becoming as an angel of light. He does good. And I'm not saying that it was Satan or the Most High, but I know that the Most High, like, he been calling us out of these churches for a long time. You know, even when Messiah said, he told them, do what the Pharisees say, but don't do what they do. So they was getting fed there, but don't follow them, follow me. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High will use whatever to keep you, get you on the path until you get it right, if you have the heart to follow him. Once you get to the door and now you see the house rules and make your decision, do you want to come into the house or turn back around? Because to go in the house, you can't do your own thing. You got to follow the house rules. And that's where many people fail, because they don't want to do the house rules. They want to do their own thing. But yeah, so this is not a new thing. So Most High is showing us that all these other religions, anything contrary to his doctrine, is the worship of devils. He said, my doctrine will drop like dew. That brother don't know his doctrine. He believing that God came here in the flesh, that Christ is God. So how can you, Christ has a God. So see the deception? Christ has a God. So how can he be the God that created all things? He's not the God that created things. He's the God who he's the son of the God that gave him the ability and the knowledge to create things. Christ said himself, without the Heavenly Father, I can do nothing at all. But let's go.
Come on. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 17. They sacrificed unto devils, not to God, to gods whom they knew not, to gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
These are religions that he's talking about. See? New religions that they dealing with the Amorites, they dealing with the Jebusites. Our fathers didn't deal with them or they gods.
Verse 18. Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee. And when the Most High saw it, he abhorred them, because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap mischiefs upon them. I will spin my arrows upon them. They shall be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat. And with bitter destruction I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust. The sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin, the suckling also with the man of gray hairs. I said I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and the Most High have not done all this. For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them.
See, we are a people that are void of counsel. We go everywhere else for counsel, for instructions, for answers but him. A people of no true understanding. We boast about this black person invented this black person invented that, but not one of them have understanding of the God that created them. We don't boast in that. So that's what the Most High is saying. We are a nation, right? Void of understanding, void of counsel, because we don't consider him. We go to the Gentile schools. We We do we go to Google. We go everywhere outside of him. What they say is true. What God say, you know, that's ancient. Read. It's ancient. It don't apply to us today. Read.
Verse 29. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end. How should one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock has sold them, and the God...
How can what?
How should one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight?
How can one man on a horse in a shotgun control 100 slaves? How can one man with a shotgun control 100 slaves? See? If this was not a spiritual thing, it could not happen. Right now, think about it. It's like 12, 13 families that run the whole world. Mm-hmm. In other countries, when they get fed up of the leadership, they take the leadership down. Overthrow. It's a reason, my people. And the reason is he said, he did what? Sold us. Gave us up to them. Stop protecting us. Because his history teaches us in the Bible that wasn't so. No one chased Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Not even David. David, that was his son. That's because he loved his son. He didn't want to destroy his son. But the enemy, not one enemy chased David. See? We come from real men, warriors, courageous men who put their life on the line for their nation. They didn't allow. It's like when Nehemiah told them, the Gentiles, you come back here on the Sabbath, I'm laying hands on you. And they came no more. Right now, we get laughed at, trying to tell them what they gonna do, because there's no one, because it's been a reversal of our situation. Right?
How should one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock has sold them, and the Most High God has shut them up? For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom.
So let's put the horse, the cart before the horse. Today is Feast of Tabernacles, right? What's a tabernacle? Yes.
Temporary dwelling.
Temporary dwelling, but we're going to learn that he gave us, he made us temporarily dwell, or he said that the children of Israel know that I made them live in booths. But we're going to learn that the booths,
What's the word I'm looking for? Like shelter?
Safeguard, shelter. So we're reading about the eradication of our tabernacle. Everything that we just read, he said, I was your tabernacle. I dwelt amongst you. I protected you. I provided for you. Now you lost your tabernacle. This is why we're going over. It's not just about the end harvest. No, it's talking about the true tabernacle. Because in the end, the last scripture of this lesson, going to talk about when he will be our tabernacle again. We're reading right now, and he said he should write it in the song, in the book. That we lost our that we lost our tabernacle. Right now, if it start, like for example, when the Most High came down and gave us his name in the covenant, what happened? Environmentally wise. Anybody remember? Yes. Environmentally wise. Remember it poured down raining and they ran into their tents? What did the tents provide? Safeguard. Protecting us from the outside, what? Elements. When the Most High was our tabernacle, he did what? Protect us from our outside elements or enemies.
Yep.
He traveled with us and said, I'll rid you of all your enemies. If we would have kept his commandments, the whole earth would have been rid of all these people. But someone will take that and say, see, all the Gentiles would have been destroyed. There were Gentiles with us. Every Gentile that did not want to succumb to our God would have been destroyed. So this is what we're in right now, is the eradication of our true tabernacle. That's why he said to teach our sons, our children. He was our tabernacle. He was our protector. And because we rejected his commandments, he said, how can what?
How should one chase 1,000?
How should one chase 1,000?
And two put 10,000 to flight?
So check this out, right? Right now, if one of these Jewish people, I'm be easy, come up with a new scheme and make us get all emotional and go protest, we look good marching about nothing. But as soon as they come, we run. We run. One shot in the air, we flying like roaches, scattering like roaches. I thought we was there in unity for a purpose, for a cause. See, when they came, when the Gentiles came here to America, they came for a cause, for a purpose. The Most High sent them. They came on warships. And the bow and arrow didn't make none of them run. They was down for the cause. Our forefathers used to be down for the cause. We can go right now in the book of Maccabees and show you our forefathers who was down for the cause. They died for the cause. They didn't scatter in the face of the enemy. They subdued their enemies. Now, one can make 1,000 of us run. Read. Yes.
Reading the Testament of Judah, he was speaking of how mighty he was, and how it was him by himself. He slung a 60-pound rock and slew a giant. And he's even talked about his father Jacob and how he slew a giant, like one of the biggest giants that was like 14 cubits high or something like that. And I was like, wow, it's crazy how courageous and mighty they were.
Something different.
Huh.
Yep.
But we're in Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 31. For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges.
Their God is not as our God. Even their enemies, what?
Themselves being judges. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are the grapes of gall. Their clusters are bitter. Their wine is the poison of dragons, and the cruel venom of asp.
Evil people. Their counsel is evil. They promote the things of Solomon and Gomorrah. Our people love this. Have they not promoted things of Sodom and Gomorrah today? No? Read.
Verse 34. Is not this laid up in store with me, and sealed up among my treasures? To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. For the Most High shall judge his people, and repent himself for his servants, when he seeth that their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left. And he shall say,
Our power is gone.
and he shall say, Where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices, and drank the wine of their drink offerings? Let them rise up and help you, and be your protection. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to heaven, and say, I live forever. If I whet my glittering sword, and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies, and will reward them that hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives, from the beginning of revenges upon them, upon the enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people. And Moses came and spake all the words of this song in the ears of the people, he and Joshua, the son of Nun. And Moses made an end of speaking all these words to all Israel. And he said unto them, Set your hearts unto all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye shall command your children to observe to do, all the words of this law. For it is not a vain thing for you, because it is your life. And through this ye shall prolong your days in the land, whither ye go over Jordan to possess it.
So Most High told us, command our sons to do all this law, right? Let's get it. Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 to 17.
Come on. Book of Exodus,
He said,
chapter 20.
He says, And he said unto them, Set your hearts unto all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye should command your children to observe to do, all the words of this law. For it is not a vain thing for you, because it is our life.
Come on.
It's our culture. Our soul depends on this. The fate of our soul depends on the observance of this law. It says, and it should prolong the days, your days on earth. Next precept.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Verse 1 reads, And God spake all these words, saying, I am Ahayah thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Ahayah thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Ahayah thy God in vain, for the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath.
So let's get, we must not take his name in vain. We just heard what he'll do to all those he say that hate him. All those he say that hate him are those who refuse to keep his commandments. We are in the covenant. We must make a vow to him. Breaking the covenant is taking his name in vain. Breaking his laws is taking his name in vain. We wear his name. We represent his name. He said it's not a light thing. It ain't a vain thing for us to do this. Josephus reminded us how high we must esteem our culture, our laws. It's not a light thing for us to break these laws. We profane his name when we do. He said that he would destroy all of us that do that. Read.
Verse 10. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Ahayah thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Ahayah made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore Ahayah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Ahayah thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Psalm chapter 78, verses 1 through 64. Psalm chapter 78, verses 1 through 64. Count when everyone's there.
It's to stay cool. Let's get it. Let's get it.
78.
You the ones in the back? All of them. Yeah. Where we at?
Psalm 78. Psalm chapter 78, verse 1. Verse 1 reads, Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. And we will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Most High, and his strength, and his wonderful works that he hath done.
See, we must always do that. We must show the wonderful works of the Most High to our children. We must show how good he is. What he has done, the good he has done to our forefathers. They must understand these things. And you ought to know the answer. Octavia, why is it good for us to show the praises of the Most High to our children? The wonderful things that he have, the wonderful good things he have done to our children.
Can you answer that? Can you say that again?
Read the scripture again, please.
Psalm 78, verse 4. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Most High, and his strength, and his wonderful works that he hath done.
Why is that important for us to show our children that?
So they can live righteous. You can show them the way how to live.
That's true, but what else?
Show them example. Be example to them.
Remember, as we say this often, by showing the praises and the wonderful works of our God to our children, it builds what in them towards him?
Faith,
Faith, and what else? Start with a C.
courage,
But there's another word. Start with a C. Confidence.
confidence.
How can they have confidence in the God that we talk about if they don't know what he's done?
Right, calm.
You see what I'm saying? That's what's going on with the world. They don't understand. They don't have no knowledge of what's about to happen and why. It's just like when our children understand, like that's how we get our confidence, because we read the testimonies. This what he done. We reading right now. He said that he put us in this land with milk and honey. He destroyed our enemies. He parted the Red Sea. He destroyed Pharaoh in the army. All you think he done.
Right.
But we got to deep down your heart and try to understand why he done this. Why did he do these things? Because he loved his children. He was a tabernacle. Again, he protected his children. He rid them of their enemies.
Con.
He provided strange ways of escape that's unnatural to us. But nothing is unnatural, uncommon to him. So our guy's the only guy that's able to do these things. Satan ain't part of no Red Sea. You see what I'm saying? None of these guys who have failed are doing this for their people. So you're right, we must be an example. But we teach them these things and they go over their whole life reading these things, it builds faith and confidence in him. So now when the end comes, food and water is cut off. You see what I'm saying? All these evil things is occurring. They will be young adults that are courageous and trust in our God.
Con.
So they won't take the mark of the beast. They won't rely on Satan. They rely on Ahayah, our God. So that's the premise.
Right.
Okay? Let's get it.
Come. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Most High, and his strength and his wonderful works that he hath done. Verse 5 in Psalm chapter 78. For he established a testimony in Jacob.
See, that's how it says, that's how we know who he is. For the things he done for these people, Jacob and his children, and Jacob's forefathers. He established a testimony so we can learn and know who he is and how he is.
Come.
See, because when we understand him, we cannot be deceived because we say, like, for example, like the brother said, some other Trinity. We know the Most High is not three people in one or none of that. He's him. He's the Father. We cannot be deceived with false doctrine because we know and understand him. So that's the importance. To teach our children so that they understand him. That's how we say all the time, you can't love somebody that you don't know and understand. See, when they understand him, now they cannot be deceived. That's our defense. Okay? Let's get it.
Verse 5, for he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children.
See? That command extends to us.
Come.
Not just his laws, but his testimonies we must teach our children. That's why we're here for the Feast of Tabernacles. Read.
That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in God.
See that? Read that again.
Come.
I tell you see? What's confidence?
That they might set their hope in God.
That they may set their hope in God. Because the whole world, they don't hope in God. They don't hope for his protection. They don't hope for his deliverance. They're going to try to save themselves. They're going to try to protect and save their own families because they don't know the Most High. The guys they've been learning about ain't talking about no redemption. See? So we teach our children these things that they build faith, confidence, and set their hope in him. Hope to protect and save them from his wrath. Read.
That they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with God.
God. See? Whose spirit was not steadfast, solid with the Most High. Next precept. Where we at?
Verse 9, you want to read 64?
Where we at?
Psalms 78, say 1 through 64.
Oh, let's get it.
Verse 9, Psalms chapter 78. The children of Ephraim, being armed and carrying bows,
The northern kingdom.
turned back in the day of battle. They kept not the covenant of God, and refused to walk in his law, and forgot his works, and his wonders that he had showed them. Marvelous things did he in the sight of their fathers, in the land of Egypt, in the field of Zoan. He divided the sea, and caused them to pass through, and he made the waters to stand up as an heap. In the daytime also he led them with a cloud, and all the night with a light of fire. He clave the rocks in the wilderness, and gave them drink as out of the great depths. He brought streams also out of the rock, and caused waters to run down like rivers. And they sinned yet more against him.
See, we're learning about what it means by him being our tabernacle. Learning these great things, these marvelous things what he did for our people, he's proven to us he was our tabernacle. Read.
Verse 17 in Psalm chapter 78. And they sinned yet more against him.
So the more good he did to them, the more evil they did to him. Read.
By provoking the Most High in the wilderness. And they tempted God in their heart by asking meat for their lust. Yea, they spake against God, they said, can God furnish a table in the wilderness? Behold, he smote the rock.
So hold on. Can God furnish a table? Can he provide food in the desert where there's no food? Can he provide water where there's no drinkable water? So we must understand, we got to look at this with pure eyes. Our fathers and our mothers was in an environment where they could not provide for themselves. On purpose. The Most High put them there on purpose, so that they cannot rely on themselves or their own strength. So understand what that means. So I just said we're going into a place where they're going to cut off the food and the water. It's written, men, great and small, will not be able to buy or sell without this mark of the beast chip. So now, are we going to provoke our God to jealousy and say, can he provide a table in the wilderness? Because that would be a wilderness. We're in a state of desolation where we cannot rely on our own strength. One wilderness is the same as the other. It's the predicament that makes it what it is. So he's telling us, no matter the predicament, he's our tabernacle. So it's very important for us to build our faith and trust and confidence in him and establish that in the hearts of our children. Because some of our children will be of age where they might not listen to us. They have to make their own decisions. You see? It says, and be not like our fathers, because they was what?
And they sinned yet more against him by provoking the Most High in the wilderness.
No, verse 8. It says, I'm going to start at verse 7. That they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with God. So they didn't trust in him, so that we may not be like our fathers and not trust in him. Yo, you had your hand up? Oh, okay. Let's get it.
Pick up at 17.
Yes.
Verse 17. And they sinned yet more against him by provoking the Most High in the wilderness. And they tempted God in their heart by asking meat for their lust. Yea, they spake against God. They said, can God furnish a table in the wilderness? Behold, he smote the rock, that the waters gushed out, and the streams overflowed.
So he cracked the rock and made water come out that flowed like a river in the stream. Nowhere ever on earth has this ever happened. That rock is still there with the evidence of this actually happening. So out of nothing, he can make something. Saying that we are not to fear. What did Christ say? Fear not what we are to eat and drink. Worry not what we are to eat and drink. What you are to worry. The Most High know you need these things. He knew that they needed water. He did a strange work to prove that he is the God of all gods and nothing is impossible for him. So again, no matter the predicament that we are faced with or in, put our hope in him, and he will always come through. He never failed the righteous. Read.
Can he give bread also? Can he provide flesh for his people? Verse 21. Therefore the Most High heard this and was wroth. So a fire was kindled against Jacob, and anger also came up against Israel, because they believed not in God and trusted not in his salvation. Though he had commanded the clouds from above and opened the doors of heaven, and had rained down manna upon them to eat, and had given them of the corn of heaven, man did eat angels' food.
He gave them angels' food. Said the corn of the heaven. Angels' food. He gave them the corn of heaven. Now understand what's really going on. The Most High is performing all these miracles. And they still had rapid amnesia. So just like it was, we can't just blame them, because like we talked last night, we are the children of these people. But something is causing them to have rapid amnesia. We talked about last night the spirit of deception, the spirit of deceit. How these spirits get into our minds and get us to think and feel certain ways. We ain't the first ones that they did this work on. We're reading about the work right now. Think about it. We say this all the time. Imagine you been the ones who foot going through the Red Sea, feet going through the Red Sea. You ask them, how can you forget that? He cracked a rock, made water come out. How can you forget that? Oh, he can crack a rock and bring water out, but he can't give us flesh though. You're shortening his hand now. He can crack a rock and produce water. Not just for you to get a cup of water, but it was enough to fill them and their cattle. And bleed after that. Water just kept gushing out. The same way Christ was feeding them fish. One with these 5 loaves of bread, whatever, and 2 pieces of fish, whatever it was, this fish kept coming out. Nowhere. Water coming from a rock. No water source. He is the source. Right now, if I was the Most High right now, he can put his hand up and make water come out of his hand and flood this whole building, the whole earth. He can do whatever he will to do. But people kept forgetting him. Let us not forget him. Read.
Verse 25. Man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. He caused an east wind to blow in the heaven, and by his power he brought in the south wind. He rained flesh also.
He created a new creation. Quail. Created a new bird. Read.
He rained flesh also upon them as dust, and feathered fowls like as the sand of the sea.
Yo, that's coffee. You know your uncle would like coffee too. A little bit. Yeah, I ain't trying to be bold like the husband. Yeah. But let's get
Verse 28. And he let it fall in the midst of their camp, round about their habitations. So they did eat, and were well filled, for he gave them their own desire. They were not estranged from their lust. But
you do it. I know we ain't had none.
no, Baruch just hooked it up. I texted him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Baruch hooked it up.
Okay.
The water too, Baruch.
Just like it.
Verse 30. They were not estranged from their lust, but while their meat was yet in their mouths, the wrath of God came upon them, and slew the fattest of them, and smote down the chosen men of Israel.
See that? The chosen men of Israel. What did the Messiah say? He that man highly esteems is abomination to the Most High. These ain't chosen men of God. These are chosen men of the people that they was gathering to, who these spirits was influenced them to influence the people, to question, to doubt, to worry. See how the spirits work the same way as our God do, through people. So that's how all this occurred. These evil spirits attacked these men, and they got puffed up and started luring the people against Moses, Aaron, and our God. Read.
Verse 32. For all this they sinned still, and believed not for his wondrous works. Therefore their days did he consume in vanity, and their years in trouble. When he slew them, then they sought him, and they returned and inquired early after God. And they remembered that God was their rock, and the high God their redeemer. Nevertheless they did flatter him with their mouth, and they lied unto him with their tongues. For their heart was not right with him, neither were they steadfast in his covenant. But he, being full of compassion, forgave their iniquity, and destroyed them not. Yea, many a time turned he his anger away, and did not stir up all his wrath. For he remembered that they were but flesh, a wind that passeth away, and cometh not again. How oft did they provoke him in the wilderness, and grieve him in the desert? Yea, they turned back and tempted God, and limited the Holy One of Israel. They remembered not his hand, nor the day when he delivered them from their enemy. How he had wrought his signs in Egypt, and his wonders in the field of Zoan, and had turned their rivers into blood, and their floods, that they could not drink. He sent diverse sorts of flies among them, which devoured them, and frogs, which destroyed them. He gave also their increase unto the caterpillar, and their labor unto the locust. He destroyed their vines with hail, and their sycamore trees with frost. He gave up their cattle also to the hail, and their flocks to hot thunderbolts. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble, by sending evil angels among them. He made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence, and smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the chief of their strength, in the tabernacles of Ham, but made his own people to go.
Tabernacle of Ham, so you know Ham is the father of the Africans.
Gone.
The Egyptians are Africans, so-called Africans. So he said he destroyed those people for us. Read.
The chief of their strength in the tabernacles of Ham, but made his own people to go forth like sheep.
The chief of their strength was who? Pharaoh. Read.
But he made his own people to go forth like sheep, and guided them in the wilderness like a flock. And he led them on safely, so that they feared not, but the sea overwhelmed their enemies. And he brought them to the border of his sanctuary, even to this mountain, which his right hand had purchased.
Now again, going to the true definition of a tabernacle, do you see how he made them feel safe? Read.
He cast out the heat, verse 55. He cast out the heathen also before them, and divided them in inheritance by line, and made the tribes of Israel to dwell in their tents. Yet they tempted and provoked the Most High God, and kept not his testimonies, but turned back and dealt unfaithfully like their fathers. They were turned aside like a deceitful bow, for they provoked him to anger with their high places, and moved him to jealousy with their graven images. When God heard this, he was wroth, and greatly abhorred Israel, so that he forsook the tabernacle of Shiloh, the tent which he placed among men, and delivered his strength into captivity, and his glory into the enemy's hand. He gave his people also over unto the sword, and was wroth with his inheritance. The fire consumed their young men, and their maidens were not given to marriage. Their priests fell by the sword, and their widows made no lamentation.
Next precept.
When we go back to 49, he said, cast upon them fierceness of his anger, wrath, indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels amongst them. Is that the same as, because we know God didn't hide and deal in evil. So is that the same like what he did with Job when he sent like Satan to him?
No, Satan them.
I'm sorry?
Remember when we went over that? Yep. We did a lesson on the Passover one year about how the Most High had angels bound Satan them up. And that's when the Pharaoh's heart was
softened.
Con.
But when he told them to let them free, then they went back into the Pharaoh and people, and they heart was hardened. So it was them that was destroying, that was doing the destruction and hardening the heart, not the Most High. So those are the evil angels that was doing all this work. Them was Satan and his army.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yes, yeah. Your hand up? Oh, I thought, okay. He allowed them to do it, yes.
Microphone.
He allowed them to do it. Where we at?
Exodus chapter 40, verses 34 through 38. Exodus chapter 40, verses 34 through 38. If I'm not mistaken, it mentioned that it said Prince Mestima at that time. We had that lesson.
Yep, exactly.
40. Con, when everyone's there.
Great memory. That's where your son get it from.
He remember some stuff so far back.
I know.
Con, when everyone's there. Verse 34 in Exodus chapter 40. Then a cloud covered the tent of the congregation, and the glory of Ahayah filled the tabernacle.
Remember, that was a strange cloud, not like no other cloud ever seen on earth. He's showing his presence in the midst of his children. And they still did all these evils against him. There's people say right now, if he did this, they do this. If he did that, they do that. He had the strange cloud and the fire by night, and they still done all these evils. Like, you think, how can you forget him when he's up on top of you if you look up? So it's showing you how powerful these evil spirits are if we are still lusting after carnal things. As he said, they didn't leave their lust. Only they have power if we still desire these lustful things. And you see the influence that they have. Even if you look up, you see this strange cloud. I guess they got desensitized to it, or something.
Right. Like he don't do it anyway.
Yeah. Read.
Then a cloud covered the tent of the congregation, and the glory of Ahayah filled the tabernacle. And Moses was not able to enter into the tent of the congregation, because the cloud abode thereon, and the glory of Ahayah filled the tabernacle. And when the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the children of Israel went onward in all their journeys. But if the cloud were not taken up, then they journeyed not till the day that it was taken up. For the cloud of the Most High was upon the tabernacle by day, and fire was on it by night, in the sight of all the house of Israel throughout all their journeys.
All their journeys. So as I said, we have read, and we'll read again some of the same stuff, but showing that how he was our tabernacle and how we lost it.
Two. Next precept, Numbers chapter 9, verses 15 through 23. Numbers chapter 9, verses 15 through 23. Verse 15, the book of Numbers chapter 9. And on the day that the tabernacle was reared up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, namely the tent of the testimony. And at even there was upon the tabernacle.
See, the tent of the testimony. The congregation is who he's talking about. Establish testimony with our people. And I'm serious, it just amazed me how this occurred every day, every night. And yet we are in this position. Read.
And at even there was upon the tabernacle, as it were, the appearance of fire until the morning. So it was always. The cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. And when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after the Then after that, the children of Israel journeyed, and in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Israel pitched their tents. At the commandment of Ahayah, the children of Israel journeyed, and at the commandment of Ahayah they pitched. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacle, they rested in their tents. Verse 19, and when the cloud tarried long upon the tabernacle many days, then the children of Israel kept the charge of the Most High, and journeyed not. And so it was, when the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the commandment of the Most High, they abode in their tents, and according to the commandment of the Most High, they journeyed. And so it was, when the cloud abode from even until the morning, and that the cloud was taken up in the morning. Then they journeyed, whether it was by day or by night. That the cloud was taken up, they journeyed. Or whether it were 2 days, or a month, or a year, that the cloud tarried upon the tabernacle, remaining thereon.
Sometimes it's 2 days, sometimes a month, sometimes it's a year, 6 months. However long the Most High willed, that's what it was. And they followed that. Read.
Remaining thereon, the children of Israel abode in their tents, and journeyed not. But when it was taken up, they journeyed. At the commandment of Ahayah, they rested in the tents, and at the commandment of Ahayah, they journeyed. They kept the charge of Ahayah, at the commandment of Ahayah by the hand of Moses. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verses 31 through 46. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verses 31 through 46. Con, when everyone's there. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 31. And in the wilderness, where thou hast seen how Ahayah thy God bare thee, as a man do bear his son, and all the way that ye went until ye came into this place. Yet in this thing ye did not believe Ahayah your God, who went in the way before you, to search you out of a place to pitch your tents in, and fire by night, to show you by what way ye should go, and a cloud by day. And the Most High heard the voice of your words, and was wroth, and sware, saying, surely there shall not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land, which I swear to give unto your fathers, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. He shall see it, and to him will I give the land that he hath trodden upon, and to his children, because he have wholly followed the Most High. Also Ahayah was angry with me for your sake, saying, thou also shalt not go in thither. But Joshua, the son of Nun, which standeth before thee, he shall go in thither. Encourage him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit it. Moreover, your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, and your children, which in that day had no knowledge between good and evil, they shall go in thither. And unto them will I give it, and they shall possess it. But as for you, turn you, and take your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. Then ye answered and said unto me, we have sinned against the Most High. We will go up and fight according to all that Ahayah our God commanded us. And when ye had girded on every man his weapons of war, ye were ready to go up into the hill. And the Most High said unto me, say unto them, go not up, neither fight, for I am not among you, lest ye be smitten before your enemies. So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandment of Ahayah, and went presumptuously up into the hill.
So what do you think happened to him? Read.
Verse 44, and the Amorites, which dwelt in that mountain, came out against you.
What were the Amorites known for? Having. Go ahead, Brett.
Giants.
Bunch of giants. So, so again, we see that when we do presumptuously or do our own will, we get destroyed. He said, tell them not to go. So again, remember those choice men? Who do you think led them and said, forget what Moses talking about, God is with us. God said we should go. They just didn't go. I mean, someone enticed them. Someone encouraged them. Gave a good old fight, a good old fight speech.
Con.
A good old prep talk.
Con.
God is not, again, God ain't just with Moses, he with us too. And they went, and what happened?
And the Amorites, which dwelt in that mountain, came out against you and chased you, as bees do, and destroyed you in Seir, even into Hermah.
See, the terror been amongst the wheat. The terror been amongst the wheat. Satan has always planted his people in the congregation of God, teaching contrary to what God commands. Read.
And ye returned and wept before Ahayah, but the Most High would not hearken to your voice, nor give ear unto you. So ye abode in Kadesh many days, according unto the days that ye abode there.
Now you sorry, Most High say anything about y'all.
Con. Nehemiah chapter 8, verses 1 through 18. Nehemiah chapter 8, verses 1 through 18. Con, when everyone's there. Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 1. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate. And they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Most High had commanded to Israel. And Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation, both of men and women, and all that could hear with understanding, upon the first day of the 7th month. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate, from the morning until midday, before the men and the women, and those that could understand. And the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law. And Ezra the scribe stood upon a pulpit of wood, which they had made for the purpose, and beside him stood Mattithiah, and Shema, and Ananiah, Urijah, Hilkiah, Maaseiah, and on his right hand and on his left hand, Pedaiah, and Mashiel, Malchiah, and Hashum, Hashbaddanah, Zechariah, and Meshullam. And Ezra opened the book in the sight of all the people, for he was above all the people. And when he opened it, all the people stood up. And Ezra blessed the Most High, the great God, and all the people answered, Amen, Amen, with lifting up their hands, and they bowed their heads and worshipped Ahayah with their faces to the ground. Also Joshua and Benai, Sherebiah, Jamin, Akub, Shabbatai, Hodijah, Messiah, Kalida, Azariah, Jozabad, Hanan, Pelaiah, and the Levites caused the people to understand the law, and the people stood in their place.
So what's the premise of the priests? God's servants?
Caused the people to understand the law.
Caused his people to understand the law. It's not just teaching the law, but to give them the understanding of it, how to operate in it. Read.
Verse 8. So they read in the book and the law of God distinctly, and gave the sense, and caused them to understand the reading.
And gave the sense. Read.
And Nehemiah, which is Tershathah, and Ezra the priest, the scribe, and the Levites that taught the people, said unto all the people, This day is holy unto Ahayah your God. Mourn not, nor weep, for all the people wept when they heard the words of the law.
So understand this. This is what we say. The Sabbath ain't for this type of mentality. It's a day of rejoicing. It's not a day to mourn and weep and be sad, all that stuff, be angry. The Sabbath is a day of rejoicing. Read.
This day is holy unto Ahayah your God. Mourn not, nor weep. For all the people wept when they heard the words of the law. When he said unto them, Go your way, eat the fat, and drink the sweet, and send portions unto them for whom nothing is prepared. For this day is holy unto Ahayah. Neither be ye sorry, for the joy of the Most High is your strength. So the Levites stilled all the people, saying, Hold your peace, for the day is holy, neither be ye grieved. Verse 12.
Understand that, my people. Going forward, this is how you got to operate on Sabbath. It's not for that. Hold your peace. Whatever's on your mind, hold your peace. Not today. This is the Most High's day.
Con.
It ain't about you. Or what somebody else said or did, whatever. This day is holy. Read.
Con.
What did they say? More than not.
The Levites stilled all the people, saying, Hold your peace, for the day is holy, neither be ye grieved. And all the people went their way to eat and to drink, and to send portions, and to make great mirth, because they had understood the words that were declared unto them. And on the second day were gathered together the chief of the fathers.
See, they understood. You supposed to, this law is supposed to convict you. If you're not doing right, it's supposed to cut you up. But understand, why you more than not, be thankful. He chastened those he loves. He's giving you grace now, like Christ said, go sin no more. Rejoice today. Tonight, let's leave here rejoicing. Let's finish here rejoicing all week. Okay? Let's get it.
And on the second day were gathered together, verse 13, the chief of the fathers of all the people, the priests and the Levites, unto Ezra the scribe, even to understand the words of the law. And they found written in the law which Ahayah had commanded by Moses, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month, and that they should publish and proclaim.
Y'all see how far we have gone at this point? When last time you think the children of Israel did the Feast of Tabernacles before this right here? Ain't no telling. They found it in the book. Oh, we gotta do that? So we see we have, in the first time our people been gone far away from the Most High in his true pure worship. Now guess what? Us in this room, guess what we also did? We found it in the book. We had to keep his holy days. We had to keep his Sabbaths. We had to find it in the book too. Because they didn't teach us out the book. Just like our foreparents. This is why Christianity don't do its holy day, because they not of him. This is why Muslims don't do it, they're not of him. Our people been serving strange gods for a long time. They found it in the book of the law. It said what?
And they found written in the law which Ahayah had commanded by Moses, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month.
So obviously their parents didn't teach them this. They was going to congregate to serve a God, but not this one. But Most High sent them his priests, his prophets, Nehemiah, Ezra, these other brothers, pastors of his own heart, to get them back, to bring Jacob back to their God. Read.
Verse 15, and that they should publish and proclaim in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, Go forth unto the mount, and fetch olive branches, and pine branches, and myrtle branches, and palm branches, and branches of thick trees to make booths, as it is written. So the people went forth and brought them, and made themselves booths, every one upon the roof of his house, and in their courts, and in the courts of the house of God, and in the street of the water gate, and in the street of the gate of Ephraim. And all the congregation of them that were come again out of captivity, and all of the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity made booths.
Out of what?
Out of the captivity.
Out of the what?
Out of the captivity made booths.
See what happened when we in captivity? We alienate from our God. They came out of Babylon. We're in a land of our captivity. But within this land of captivity, he prophesied that he will wake his people up and will return to him. His precious remnant. Read.
And all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity made booths, and sat under the booths. For since the days of Joshua, the son of Nun, unto that day, had not the children of Israel done so, and there was very great gladness.
During that, since the when?
Since the days of Joshua, the son of Nun.
Since they came over to Jordan. Inherit the land. So when Joshua died, it was a wrap. Imagine that. From coming into the land of Shem / Canaan to to go into captivity in Babylon, that's a long time. What's she over there doing?
Oh, wait,
Wake people up, girl.
she don't need to be asleep.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Let me see how I can Google that. I'm interested to see how long that is. Let me see. Yeah, 30 days. I don't know. Let me see. Find another one. No, let's go. Okay.
Last two verses. Nehemiah chapter 8. Get verse 17 again.
So it says the captivity formally ended in 538 BCE. So we came out of captivity in year 538 BC. Let me see. It don't say the year. Let me see. Let me see. You see it?
I'm gonna load.
He's 110. Okay. It says Joshua. He died in 1350. He lived 1355. So they go. How's that? Do they count down? Five, 538. So we gonna put the 5 in subtract that. 1245. Yeah, see something. 1245 minus 538. So if this correct, 707 years they went without doing the Feast of Tabernacle. 707, if that's correct. 707 years without doing his holy days. So let's get it. Our people been holding it some years while we just started back doing it. You know? So let's go. Yeah.
And all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity made booths and sat under the booths. For since the days of Joshua, the son of Nun, unto that day had not the children of Israel done so, and there was very great gladness. Also day by day, from the first day until the last day, he read in the book of the law of God, And they kept the feast 7 days, and on the 8th day was a solemn assembly, according unto the manner.
Come on. Let's have a good time tonight, y'all.
Come on.
Let's get it.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 1 through 14. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Come when everyone's there.
Hey, Caleb, turn on that one back there. The water. Because one of them still on, which is cool. It's more bearable now for me. My feet I have free. Yeah.
Verse 1. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Messiah. But with many of them God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things...
See that? So just because they was a part of the congregation, they were all baptized under the same tabernacle. Does that make them in his body? Does that make them his children? He said many of them he was what?
Many of them God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness.
Come. Read.
Verse 6. Now these things were our examples.
And these things are our examples. Read.
To the intent we should not lust after evil things.
We should not lust after evil things, desire to do nothing evil. As we talked last night, this must manifest by how we conduct ourselves amongst each other. That's what I said last night. Why do you think, I don't know, after all my reading, I have not read nothing so repetitive, more repetitive than the commandment to love the brethren, to love one another. Because the evil spirits are in the midst of us. He's reminding us, love will overcome that. Love will overcome that. If you truly, purely, wholeheartedly love your brother, your sister, it will overcome all evil. Right?
To the intent we should not lust after evil things.
How's it written? Love, suffer, endure all things. Love, suffer, and endure all things. Not some things, all things. Ain't none of now we all had difference of opinion, difference. We had misunderstandings, but as far as I know, ain't none of us, ain't no one in here done anything to each other to really have beef. We all come from the world. Ain't nobody, y'all got my nerve, but ain't nobody in here got to the point where we beefing. Like real talk beef, like, you know what I'm saying? Like real seriously. You know? I ain't talking about somebody hurt your feelings or said something about you or said something about the kids, none of that. Real talk though. Ain't nobody caught somebody with their husband, their wife, none of that. That's what I'm talking, that type of evil stuff. I have not heard of such a thing in this church. I'm just saying, I pray for whoever on that tip, but I'm just saying. Hell has no fury. You know, but I'm just saying, the things that we have endured, it ain't that serious for real. You know? And we have been taught how to cut it off. Let's stop spreading this. Go talk to that person. Right? And before we get finished, I want to make this clear. For those who may not have this understanding, because it's in my own house. I remember when I first started doing this holy day, a sister, she put up on a campground, and what you call them big old camper thing?
Like RV or something?
A RV. Had a big old screen, TV, everything, hearing the people in the RV.
Tabernacles?
Yeah. Every year. Probably still doing it. I wouldn't allow that. Because you're defeating the purpose of us tabernacling.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
So, one year, it was 28 degrees here, and we, woo. So, some of us packed up and went to our houses. Now, that's just been wise. You know what I'm saying? But to leave the campground to go take a shower, that's not right. You shower here. Don't go in the comfort of your own home and get a shower. Then somebody might say, Elder, well, you did it. When I did it, I didn't go home and take a shower. I went and get the lesson. And for the time's sake, I took a shower. Because of the time's sake. I came today and took a shower so that none of y'all can point a finger at me. But we don't leave and go get in a shower. We here tabernacling. We in the wilderness. You can't go do it in the wilderness. Okay? So learn from that. Set the example. Prefer each other. Don't set bad examples. And if I do something you understand, and don't run your mouth, come ask me a question, and I'll tell you why I did it. Well, Elder did it. Why I do it, though? You don't know, but you're running your mouth. Okay? I had like an hour to get ready to come here and get the lesson going. You know? So, but let's get it.
Verse 7. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000.
See, he's giving us everything that caused them to fail. Neither be what?
Neither let us commit fornication.
First, above.
Neither be ye idolaters.
When it says that they got early and to dance and play, what instant is he talking about? Yes, microphone, brother.
The golden calf.
The golden calf. They created the idol. That this calf came out of Aaron's hands was a God that delivered them. They even created a whole feast for it, a holiday for it, right? But also, more importantly, not the golden calf. Let us not create a God in our heart, and we become the idol. Because when you dissect the scriptures and when they're in the wilderness, every man and woman is only considering who? Themselves. Besides the righteous put the flock before them. Moses put the flock before his own life. He said, destroy me, not them. All they was talking about me, and I. And my children. He said, them same children that you said would be prayed, they'll make it, and you won't. I'm not going to forsake my children. But since you think I had brought you out here to destroy you and your children, I'm going to destroy you and let your children go past. Because you believe me not. So us making ourselves an idol has never been successful. Okay? Read.
Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured.
See, all these things he's warning us that will be in the midst of the congregation. Murmuring, all these things, do they not exist today? So I'm telling you, these same evil spirits is at hand and at work. That's why I told them, no, when you pray, don't ever pray about asking for what?
Protection.
Protection. They among us. They ain't going nowhere. He's breaking it down, everything that made them fail, so that we don't fail.
God.
Read.
Neither murmur ye, verse 10, as some of them also
Neither
murmured.
murmur you as some of them did, so it's sin. These spirits is causing us to murmur against one another. That's what said no congregation has ever been pure. We're reading right now.
Come.
Paul's talking to the congregation in Corinth. But he's talking to us too. And all the other churches that this letter was spread unto. Because this is what's going on, because these evil spirits are trying to destroy them as they did our forefathers. They still at hand, they still at work. And I'm telling you, they got a higher success rate than the feds. So let's go.
As some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happened unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition,
Our warning.
and upon whom the ends of the world are come.
That be us. These things he's saying will be at hand in the last days. So he wrote, he established testimony. So we understand what's really going on and why, and how to fight it, and teach our children the same.
Come.
Read.
Verse 12. Wherefore, let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry.
Flee from idolatry. Flee as from a serpent.
Last three precepts. John chapter 1, verse 14. John chapter 1, verse 14.
We're going to get that precept as we did before.
Which one?
46:37.
Get it again, you said?
Oh, we didn't get it. He did this before.
Oh, this one right here. Okay. I pulled it up already too.
Okay.
All right, strong.
Yeah.
John chapter 1, verse 14. And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us.
And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. The Messiah was our tabernacle. Now we can see it. And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us, right? We go to Strong's Concordance in the Greek, 46:37. Skino. To tent or encamp, that is figuratively to occupy, right? As a mansion or especially to reside as God did in the tabernacle of old. A symbol to protection and communion. See? The Most High in Christ is our tabernacle, our protection, whom we commune with. They feed us with knowledge and understanding. Okay? Next precept. That's why I said the cloud, the fire, the Most High's presence, he was our tabernacle. And then we read he sent the Messiah to be our tabernacle, the Holy Spirit. And Testing, testing,
It looked like it's back.
testing, testing.
It was that studio mode. That's what, or something in there that cut the audio.
Okay,
Let's see if it pop back on.
okay. Are we back? Can you guys hear us? No, I'm talking to in the group chat. We on? Okay. Let's get it. Yep. Let's get it.
Second Ezra chapter
The water.
1 verse 1. Second Ezra chapter 1 verse 1. The second book of the prophet Esdras, the son of Sarias, the son of Azariah, the son of Hilkias, the son of Sadamias, the son of Sadat, the son of Akatab, the son of Achias, the son of Phinehas, the son of Heli, the son of Amarias, the son of Azai, the son of Merimoth, the son of Arnah, the son of Ozias, the son of Bereth, the son of Abisai, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, of the tribe of Levi, which was captive in the land of the Medes, in the reign of Artaxerxes, king of the Persians. And the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Go thy way, and show my people their sinful deeds, and their children their wickedness, which they have done against me, that they may tell their children's children.
That we may tell our children's children.
Because the sins of their fathers are increased in them, for they have forgotten me, and have offered unto strange gods. Am not I, even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage? But they have provoked me unto wrath, and despised my counsels. Pull thou off then the hair of thy head, and cast all evil upon them. For they have not been obedient unto my law, but it is a rebellious people. How long shall I forbear them, unto whom I have done so much good? Many kings have I destroyed for their sakes. Pharaoh with his servants and all his power have I smitten down. All the nations have I destroyed before them. And in the east I have scattered the people of 2 provinces, even of Tyrus and Sidon, and have slain all their enemies.
See there? He's establishing his existence as our forefathers' tabernacle. So tell your children this. It's just like, for example, no offense to my sisters, but I'm gonna say this is for the worldly people. I'm not talking about y'all, even though y'all sisters. It's the same thing as being like a single mom, right? And the child never had opportunity, or the father didn't want to be in their life, and this woman, all she spoke about was evil towards this child's father. So the child grows up hating his father, blaming his father for not being there and all this. So this is the same thing. That's why most I said, no, go tell your children it wasn't me, it was them. So that our children don't have, like I said earlier, that same hatred in their heart. It's the same thing on the other end. If it's a father who's dogging out the mama, the child is not of age to understand the real. That is 2 sides to every story, right? But whatever that parent taught that child about that absent parent, they're going to believe, right? So the Most High said, no, tell the children, this is what I done, and this is what they done. So don't blame me, and that's how we came into this, what we call the truth today. We say, it ain't the white man, it's our forefathers. That's why we're in this situation. So we command not to be as them, rebellious and stiff-necked, but keep his commandments, for it is our life. Okay? So he's establishing he is the tabernacle. He was the tabernacle. And he's going to be the tabernacle again. Read.
Verse 12, 2 Ezra chapter 1. Speak thou therefore unto them, saying, Thus says the Most High, I led you through the sea, and in the beginning gave you a large and safe passage. I gave you Moses for a leader, and Aaron for a priest. I gave you light in a pillar of fire, and great wonders have I done among you. Yet have ye forgotten me, says Ahayah. Thus says the Almighty God, the quails were as a token to you. I gave you tents for your safeguard.
He gave us what?
Tents for your safeguard.
For our safeguard.
Nevertheless, ye murmured there, and triumphed not in my name for the destruction of your enemies, but ever to this day do ye yet murmur. Where are the benefits that I have done for you? When ye were hungry and thirsty in the wilderness, did ye not cry unto me, saying, why hast thou brought us into the wilderness to kill us? It had been better for us to have served the Egyptians than to die in this wilderness. Then had I pity upon your mournings, and gave you manna to eat, so ye did eat angels' bread. When ye were thirsty, did I not cleave the rock, and waters flow out to your field? For the heat I have covered you with the leaves of the trees. I divided among you a fruitful land. I cast out the Canaanites, the Perizzites, and the Philistines before you. What shall I yet do more for you, says the Most High? Thus says the Almighty God, when ye were in the wilderness, in the river of the Amorites, being athirst and blaspheming my name, I gave you not fire for your blasphemies, but cast a tree into the water.
He said, while y'all was blaspheming my name, I still looked out for y'all.
Come.
Read.
I gave you not fire for your blasphemies, but cast a tree into the water, and made the river sweet. What shall I do unto thee, O Jacob?
He didn't just give us water, he made it sweet. Read.
Though Judah wouldest not obey me, I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my statutes. Seeing ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also. When ye desire me to be gracious unto you, I shall have no mercy upon you. Whensoever ye shall call upon me, I will not hear you, for ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter. Ye have not as it were forsaken me, but your own selves, says the Most High. Thus says the Almighty Lord, have I not prayed you as a father his sons, as a mother her daughters, and a nurse her young babes, that ye would be my people, and I should be your God, that ye would be my children, and I should be your father. I gathered you together as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, but now what shall I do unto you? I will cast you out from my face.
So he established it. There's nothing more I could do for you. I was your true tabernacle. So because you don't want me, he did what?
I will cast you out from my face. When ye offer unto me, I will turn my face from you. For your solemn feast days, your new moons, and your circumcisions have I forsaken. I sent unto you my servants, the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain, and torn their bodies in pieces, whose blood I will require of your hands, says Ahayah. Thus says the Almighty Lord, your house is desolate. I will cast you out as the wind doeth stubble. And your children shall not be fruitful, for they have despised my commandment, and done the thing that is an evil before me. Your houses will I give to a people that shall come, which not having heard of me yet shall believe me, to whom I have showed no signs, yet they shall do that I have commanded them. They have seen no prophets, yet they shall call their sins to remembrance and acknowledge them. I take to witness the grace of the people to come, whose little ones rejoice in gladness. And though they have not seen me with bodily eyes, yet in spirit they believe the thing that I say. And now, brother.
Y'all see that? Have we seen his prophets? Have we seen his signs? Are our children not growing up together in this truth? Read.
And though they have not seen me with bodily eyes, yet in spirit they believe the thing that I say. And now, brother, behold what glory, and see the people that come from the east, unto whom I will give for leaders, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Hosea, Amos, Micaiah, Joel, Abdias, and Jonas, Nahum, Habakkuk, Sophonius, Agabus, Zechariah, and Malchiah, which is called also an angel of the Most High. Chapter 2, verse 1. Thus says the Most High, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them my commandments by men servants, the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despised my counsels. The mother that bare them saith unto them, Go your way, ye children, for I am a widow and forsaken. I brought you up with gladness, but with sorrow and heaviness have I lost you. For ye have sinned before Ahayah your God, and done that thing that is evil before him. But what shall I now do unto you? I am a widow and forsaken. Go your way, O my children, and ask mercy of Ahayah. As for me, O Father, I call upon thee for a witness over the mother of these children, which would not keep my covenant, that thou bring them to confusion, and their mothers to a spoil, that there may be no offspring of them. Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen. Let their names be put out of the earth, for they have despised my covenant. Woe be unto them, Ashur.
Ashur is the northern kingdom.
Thou that hidest the unrighteous in thee, O thou wicked people, remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah, whose land lieth in clouds of pitch and heaps of ashes. Even so also will I do unto them that hear me not, says the Almighty God.
Remember what I did in Sodom and Gomorrah. I mentioned it earlier. He said to those who hate him do what? Hear him not.
Gone.
Read.
Verse 10. Thus says the Most High unto Esdras, Tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem.
Tell my people he will give us the kingdom
of Jerusalem, which I would have given unto Israel. Their glory also will I take unto me, and give these the everlasting tabernacles, which I have prepared for them.
And give these who obey me the everlasting tabernacles. We should dwell amongst our God. Read.
Verse 12. They shall have the tree of life for an ointment of sweet savor. They shall neither labor nor be weary. Go, and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days until you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch.
The Messiah has already prepared the kingdom. Watch.
Take heaven and earth to witness, for I have broken the evil in pieces, and created the good, for I live, says Ahayah. Mother, embrace thy children, and bring them up with gladness. Make their feet as fast as a pillar, for I have chosen thee, says Ahayah. And those that be dead will I raise up again from their places, and bring them out of the graves, for I have known my name in Israel.
I have known my name in Israel. He promised, even the dead who die righteous, he will raise them up and bring them into the kingdom. Last precept.
Revelation chapter 21, verses 1 through 8.
Speaking of the kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom that comes from heaven.
When everyone's there.
Not made with man's hands. Let's get it.
And I saw a new heaven.
I got it. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Ahayah is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they should be his people, and God himself should be with them and be their God. He says, the tabernacle of God is with men, right? And he should dwell with them. He never created us to be alienated from him. Never. He desires to be with his children. We must desire to be with our Father. And be not like our fleshly, stiff-necked fathers. For Ahayah shall wipe, now you're going back into the things provided from a true tabernacle. And Ahayah shall wipe away their tears from their eyes. No one can do that but him. And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. Man, wait to that day. For the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burn with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Which is the second death. I was looking for something. We're going to end it right there and understand that the Most High, his whole intention is for him to be our tabernacle, right? He said, remind the children of Israel that I made them live in booths as a safeguard. He hovered around us 40 years, protected us. Again, I love this. I love to bring to y'all's memory where we was at, the wild beasts that we was amongst, the enemies in man's flesh that was among us. He protected us as long as we was obedient to him. As an example, showing us that as long as we are obedient to him, he'd be our tabernacle. And we leave from the protection of the tabernacle with fair game to the enemies. Stay within the tabernacle. Okay? Love you all. Ahayah bless you.